Hello and welcome to the unofficial Beausejour Senior Hockey League podcast. I'm your host, Corey, joined by my co-host, Corey.
It is almost upon us.
Yeah, we're about a month away from puck drop.
In a month. I cannot wait. I'm just salivating at the thought of all that rink food.
That's 5 weeks from tomorrow as this comes out. 5 weeks away.
It's still too long.
Cool. It's a long ways. But we did get back to the rink last week.
We did, and we're not done.
We're not done. We got out to check out some Steamers intra-squad games.
Mm-hmm. At the arena 3 straight days.
How'd that feel?
Perfect.
At one of your favorite arenas at that.
The JK. I love the JK.
Yeah, the JK is awesome, man. It was fun to be there again. I actually posted that, like, nothing quite like getting back to the rink. There's also a busy week. We got to Amherst for their barbecue / introduce the team event.
Mm-hmm.
That was a lot of fun.
I enjoyed that big time. Amherst is a very nice place, I must say.
I love Amherst. It's very it reminds me a lot of Miramichi in the sense that a lot of the architecture is like older, and it's really a lot of the buildings are just gorgeous. And Amherst, people are so friendly. I got to get Colby some treats at that event.
I remember that. How did you enjoy them?
Oh man, he loved them. So this dude was there selling like all natural dog treats. So there were some that were like bacon and cheddar and some other stuff, but these bacon and cheddar ones literally smelled like bacon and cheese. They're freaking amazing. There was some that were like more like cookies that were kind of pressed down and dried out. He ate both of those bigger ones in like a night. Tracy gives him a shitload of treats. Let me just say, she spoils the crap out of him. Tracy went home to her parents' place over the weekend, and I think both the dog and the cat were like, where are my treats? Because I forget to give them treats. So Tracy's the spoiler around here. But yeah, no, Colby loved them. You had a lot of fun at that Amherst event too.
Absolutely. I don't know, just fun people around us. There was music playing. There were announcements being made.
Was that so you interviewed a few people? One of the interviews, we forgot to hit record. I mean, let's be honest with you. We forgot to hit record, or we lost it or something.
We or I did.
I don't like to blame you and throw you under the bus. We as a team forgot, but mostly you. But you did a couple interviews, and you had some fun with them.
I love doing interviews, whether it's for hockey or wrestling. It's a creative way to just have fun.
It's a creative way to have fun for sure. You're getting pretty good at it. I think
Thank you.
It's fun to see you doing them in person too, which is kind of something we're going to hopefully do more and more of this season. So, we've upped our equipment once again, and I think it's going to be a good season for BSHL fans and friends.
I think so.
Want to get into some announcements that were made this week by some teams?
Nah.
No?
Let's skip that. Let's do it.
Fuck. This guy's harsh, man. So Jesse Colborn was announced as a returning player for the Amherst Ducks.
Yes, sir.
We're not going to make a mistake like the announcer at that event did and call them the Anaheim Ducks. It was
I think it's
a pretty funny moment.
5 minutes in.
Yeah,
not even.
Pretty funny moment.
I laughed so hard at that, and it happened. It's 8. Amherst, Anaheim, we're just human. I would have done worse than that. I'd always be screwing that up.
So they signed Jesse Colborn. So we have a lot of announcements from Amherst since we started off. The other big announcement this week, and this is a pretty big one. Les Corsairs du Péninsule Acadien announced the return of Mr. Billy Bezo.
That's a huge one. That's a very huge one.
A legend in senior hockey in New Brunswick. So
I remember earlier in the first season, or maybe midway, you asked me, you were just going to test my skills. Who was the face of each franchise? And the answer I gave you for Shippigan was the Bezo brothers.
Not Patrick Jones.
Not Patrick Jones. I had chosen the Bezos.
That's fucked up, Patrick. I'm just telling you right now that you're the face of it for me, buddy.
Yep. I love Patrick Jones. Don't get me wrong. But every time you would look up something on Shippigan, you hear about the Bezos. Les Bezo, Billy and Tommy Bezo. So
they're loved by the fans.
They're beloved by the fans.
Region, for sure.
So them coming back adds that extra credibility to Les Corsairs.
I agree. I agree completely. And I'm happy to see him back. I love watching him
Same.
play. I think those were the only two announcements of players. One big announcement done by Miramichi was the announcement that they've got a new head coach, Mr. Dave Morrison. So
Yes, sir.
congratulations to him. I'm happy to see him, a friend of the podcast. I always enjoyed talking to David. I remember when I met him in person for the first time last year during the playoffs against Doketown in Doketown.
Yep.
We were both lined up to get a burger. I mean, I assume he was getting a burger. I was getting a burger. I can tell you that much. And we talked a little bit, and he's just such a nice guy. So I think he's going to do good things with this very skilled Northman team that I assume they're going to ice this year. And I think he's going to be on the podcast in a couple of weeks. I've already reached out to him, so he's going to be on to talk about the team that he's building.
That
Because
should be
he,
fun.
I believe, is still the GM of the team too. So he's going to be a busy guy. So yeah, those are the announcements this week. We've also got some other pretty cool stuff going on around the New Brunswick. We've got some other hockey, some preseason hockey. Hopefully, everybody's getting out some Junior A preseason hockey. One thing that's nice with Junior A is no matter where you are in New Brunswick, you're probably within about an hour and a half of seeing Junior A hockey.
Yep.
With teams in Fredericton, Edmundston, Campbellton, Bouctouche, Miramichi. They're kind of spread out well, and I'm probably forgetting a team, and that's okay. No, I don't think I am. I think I'm good there. But getting out some Junior A games, good hockey. It's a lot of fun to get out there. I think we're just missing the rink, though, so that's probably why we're doing it.
Yeah. I didn't think going to 2 inter-squad games and a preseason game, I would find a favorite player, and I totally did.
Who do you like? Who do you like?
Big shout out to Silver Helmet himself, Sebastien Cote.
Guy's got skill, man. He's a very skilled defenseman.
Incredible. That what was it? He ended up with 4. No, it wasn't him. It was another guy that had 4 goals and 8 points. But Sebastien Cote, what a skilled defenseman that guy is.
Yeah, I agree completely. He's very talented. So we enjoyed that a lot. Got some food on Sunday at the rink because it's us. I think got a cheeseburger and a poutine. What did you get, Corey?
I got a cheeseburger and a poutine. I had it way before you got there.
Yeah, I know you were there a ways before me.
I was like a little barking dog. I got to the canteen, grabbed my phone. I think I was jumping up and down. The canteen's open. The canteen's open. Texting Corey, and our buddy Ricky did the same thing.
Yeah, I didn't. I think I was driving to Bouctouche when you guys texted me. Cheryl came with me, so it was fun to have her out to a game for the first time this year too. Yep. But I get to the rink and I pull out my phone. I have 2 missed text messages, one from you, one from Ricky, both telling me the canteen's open. And I'm like, I know I'm fat, but come on, boys, settle down a little bit here. Jesus. What with friends like you guys, though, I mean, you gotta love it. You're only looking out for me.
I'm not looking at your weight. I am looking at that canteen. It's great food.
Amen. So let's talk about our preview for this week. We're going to be previewing a team that's mostly announced. I would say they're like 75% announced, but they've also announced today that on September the 20th, I want to say, is it the 20th, Corey? They've got an intra-squad game. Let me pull that up really quick. So September 21st at the Amherst Stadium, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. full team practice, 1:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. meet the Ducks, 2:45 p.m. to 4:45 p.m. intra-squad game. So lots of fun that's going to be had there. It's a Saturday. Wouldn't be shocked if you saw 2 podcasters out of that one.
You might see a couple of them.
You might see a couple podcasters there. So I think it's cool to start to see those announcements. I know there's going to be more of them. I don't know. I like preseason hockey a lot, so it's nice to see teams announcing that stuff.
Yeah, I enjoy it big time.
So you want to go over the roster for Amherst?
Sure.
All right, let's start there. So they just announced Jesse Colborn, like we mentioned earlier. We got to meet a few of these guys too, which was it's always fun. But Robert Davis has been announced, big announcement. Cole Wood, Matt Colson, Chad Miller, Jesse Cox, Jordan Wenzel, Matt Stone, who I had never met, but we got to meet and talk to. What a nice guy.
You came up with him and you're like, this is Matt Stone. I'm like, I've seen Get Pucked. I know who he is. And the smile that came across his face was almost adorable.
Yeah. I've always had a soft spot for Spring Hill because of the wrestling connection with their
Yeah.
former owners, and then the relationship that I've forged with Parker, especially, and the new ownership, them honoring us really.
Yeah.
Such a privilege to be able to make that announcement with them that they had bought the team, and the communication has been very good with that team. So they're very. I definitely appreciate that ownership group. I appreciate that team, and I love the people out that way, man. The people from Amherst are super nice. Everybody that was out of that event was awesome to talk to.
Yeah.
They also Jaden Matheson, who I believe you interviewed and lost.
Yep.
Matthew Hunter, who I believe you interviewed and lost.
Mm-hmm.
But that was gonna be. It looked like such a fun interview.
It was because you had some colorful characters there that were just fun guys.
Yeah.
And new machine, you're gonna go through growing pains, and I thought I'd press the button. I guess I didn't press it hard enough.
Maybe we'll try to redo it on September 21st.
I'd enjoy that big time, and they can break my balls all they want for not pressing the button because I deserve it.
I think they probably will too.
I hope they do.
We also have a big signing for Amherst, Thomas Casey, who's man, just such a skilled player.
Yeah.
With QMJHL background. They've also got Reed Voss, Carson and Colby Lenselev, Chase Carter, Matt Welsh, Gavin Hart coming over from the River Valley Lumberjacks. God, I totally almost forgot. I was about to call them the Doketown Lumberjacks. What's wrong with me? The River Valley Lumberjacks. Gavin's was a key player in their run to the finals last year. So
yeah, big time.
He's going to add a lot of skill to Amherst. And then, there's other guys that were kind of around that haven't been announced yet. But we're not going to name names.
Refresh my memory. Wasn't Gavin Hart a finalist for Rookie of the Year?
I believe he was, yeah. But, for Amherst, I mean, Parker Deegan hasn't been announced, but I can say that he was at the event. He's part of the ownership team, and he looks like he's in phenomenal shape. So I would be shocked to not see Parker on the ice. Yeah. I hope to see him on the ice. He's one of my favorite defensemen in the league for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when you look at this, they've already got 17 guys announced on their team. So they've got the better part of a 25-man roster already announced.
Yeah, and it's great.
And that's not all the announcements. I mean, we've also got James Sanford announced as the GM.
Mm-hmm.
James has a background in the QMJHL with the Moncton Wildcats. He was a key player for the Wildcats in the early to mid 2000s. Just one of my favorite QMJHL players in that time frame when I was going to an absolute ton of games. And I think he ended up affiliating with the Montreal Canadiens for a while too. So when you have a guy like that making the connections that he makes, I don't know, pretty important. And you see that now with this team. It took somebody like that probably to replace the great Connor Smith.
Yeah, Connor. I love Connor Smith.
Connor did a great job with the Spring Hill coal miners, and I wish Connor was still in the league in more of a capacity. Yeah. He's now a board member in the league and a close friend of ours, and we talk to him all the time, and I love Connor. I'm glad that he's moved into a role to really try to promote and push this league forward. But to have James Sanford step in and take over, I think, is a very worthwhile addition for Amherst, and he's done a really good job at building this roster. I couldn't agree more. Are these guys? And that's not even all the announcements. Head coach has been announced, Scott Farrell, who's got a background coaching Elspuktuk, and we've also got their. And I mean, Scott's a great guy. We sat and had a chat with Scott. Corey, let's talk a little bit about that. What did you think about that conversation? This is clearly a very motivated guy who's going to lead this team to a championship.
Absolutely. You said it all right there. This guy gets it. This guy wants it. This guy is going to get it.
Do you think they're a championship contender already?
Absolutely. Without a doubt.
What can they do to, I don't know, if you're an Amherst fan, if you're just a fan of hockey, why are you going to go see the Amherst Ducks this year?
There's a lot of, this feels almost like, how could I say this? The way they are presented, like not even on ice product, the way they are presented, it's family friendly. Look at these events we're gonna have, So you got something for the kids if they can't, stand in attention. You got all sorts of things that they're gonna do.
Ducks noisemakers,
Yeah,
truck a duck. Yeah, it looks
and
like it's gonna be.
it's all punny too. It's
Yeah,
all full of puns, and that's always fun. But then you look at the team that they are building up, and am I crazy to say that it's scary?
no, it is a little bit scary because their assistant coaches were also announced, and they were there. We got to talk with Sean for a couple of minutes before he had to take off to coach some t-ball, I think it was, or some little league baseball. Very important summer little league baseball. I completely agree. I know the importance of it. We'll round back to baseball in a bit here, but yeah, Sean McManaman is one of the assistant coaches. The other assistant coach, Sean McManaman, who's again Get Pucked. He was a primary character in Get Pucked.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a player for the Spring Hill Coal Miners for the last couple of years. So now he's
Mm-hmm.
coming in as coach for the Amherst Ducks. The other coach is Phil Farrell. Truly, it was a great time to meet and talk to Phil. It's not very often that I talk to somebody on the podcast where I'm like, I don't want to say starstruck, but also like don't want to say the wrong thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's a very nice guy, but I'd been watching Phil play for years. So first time I actually got to meet him in the podcast capacity, and it was really a pleasure to talk with him for a few minutes. Phil's such a nice guy.
Yeah.
But I think you've got the GM who's just got an amazing hockey background. You've got two assistant coaches with an amazing hockey background, and you've got a head coach who's been doing it for years, both on the ice playing and then coaching senior hockey. You can't help but think that with that staff and this roster, man, I don't want to say that we're going to be traveling to Amherst in March, but I'd be shocked if we're not. Corey and I are like, please just let one team that's a little bit closer make it to the finals. Because I'm going to pull back the curtain a little bit. Last year in the finals, going back and forth from Dalhousie and then to Doketown and then to Dalhousie, we burnt ourselves out, man. We were so freaking tired. No regrets.
None.
I'll do it again.
None. And it's funny because you say that we actually got some spring in our step for the finals. We were burnt out by the first round. I went back and watched a few of these live streams. There's a live stream we're in Shippigan, and usually I'm talkative and all that. I am not. I am sick. I am just, I think I want to be anywhere else but there. And they're great games. I'm pretty sure I had fun doing those, but
you're pretty sure, but you don't know for sure.
I remember them. I remember the good times, but you listen to them back and I don't seem very good.
So Amherst, I think, is a contender this year. I think they brought back a lot of young guys who have a lot of skill. They're bringing in a mix of veterans, some people that we've never seen play in the BSHL, which is kind of exciting. I think this is going to be quite the team. When I look at the schedule, though, Corey, they start with about as hard of a schedule as you can start with. The first 2 weeks, they played Dalhousie, then Elsipogtog in Elsipogtog, and then Dalhousie in Dalhousie. I mean, Dalhousie is a reigning champion. They have an amazing team, great chemistry, and they're going to be a tough team because when you don't have that chemistry yet, they're already rolling. So I think that's a tough way to start. And then you roll into Elsipogtog, one of the hardest rinks to play in my opinion, in the league. It's really loud there against the champs from 2 years ago who have, I would assume we're going to have a lot of the same guys back. Amherst
I think you just said it right there. You're facing two teams, one after another, and it's two teams that know how to win. And
it's going to be a test immediately.
Are they up to the test? I think they are. I really do think they are. Can they go 3-0? I don't know about that. Can they go 2-1? Possibly. If you
they might prove you wrong with that one. They might prove you wrong.
They might prove me wrong. Just who knows? Who wins there? Me, if I'm there, I'm winning. I'm watching one of the best hockey games ever, a very competitive one. You win, the fans win. This is a great league with great hockey, and I'm grateful that we get to go to see these games.
I agree completely. I think Amherst is putting out a product that's very interesting. I think I'm excited to get to the Marsh. Right, they're
I've
calling
never
it the
been there.
Marsh. I love it. I love the Marsh. I think we're going to be there on September 21st for that intra squad game. So just a couple weeks away. For your first foray into the Marsh. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. We've also got some new goaltending. Matt Welsh, who was announced, one of the players that I mentioned earlier, is going to be their import goaltender. I don't know where he's from. I think Halifax, Nova Scotia. It's right there on the picture. Dumbass. So yeah, from Halifax, Nova Scotia. Guy who's got a background in the QMJHL again, played for St. Mary's. I don't know. I think any team could win this championship this year, but I do think that there's a couple front runners. And there was actually a debate about that on on Facebook between a few people, some of our regular commenters who we really appreciate, talking about, somebody said, well, I think Dalhousie or Amherst is taking the cup. And somebody was like, you can't rule out Miramichi, you can't rule out Elspukduk, you can't rule out the Peninsula, can't rule out Buktush, to be fair. It's going to be a very interesting, tight league this year, and I'm really looking forward to it.
I've been asked that question by a lot of people that know me through this podcast, and my answer to them is always, I'll get back to you. And they're like, when? I'm like, at the end of the season.
Yeah, I'll get back to you in April.
I'll get back to you when I know who wins. I can't and I won't pick a winner right now because 1 week I might be feeling Amherst. 1 week I might be feeling Dalhousie. 1 week I might feel Le Corsair. Like you said, you can't rule out Buktush. You got Colette in net. The Canadians made it to the finals on the back of Carey Price, and we're 3 games away from a cup. Buktush can do that.
Alex Colette's the Carey Price of this league. I agree with you.
He is at 100%.
I've said it for 2 years now. I stand by that. That guy is the GOAT. Maybe not the GOAT because I think Charles Austin's the GOAT, at least to me. But he's up there. He's one of them. And I'm a big fan. As I don't hide. I'm just a big fan.
How about this? Charles Austin is our Patrick Roy. And Alec Colette is our Carey Price.
You'll never guess who our favorite team is, guys.
Never guess.
Never guess. So back to Amherst. I think the product that they're promoting is going to be one of the best products in this league. We're looking at the equivalent of Dalhousie or Miramichi, where you go to the game and it's like an experience.
Yep.
There's, you go to Dalhousie, you get t-shirt guns and you get all kinds of stuff. You go to, apparently, maybe this year we might have a mascot. Did anybody see that picture of a mascot in the parade with a Dalhousie jersey? They had to put a mascot face on some dude to hide his face. I'm not going to say the guy's name, Travis Robichaud, but they've got a mascot possibly, hopefully this year. Like, these are some cool things that are being added.
Wait, whoa. Hold the phone.
Yep.
Is the mascot called T-Dog?
I doubt it. I don't know. We'd have to run that one by Popoff. And Mama Popoff, and then we see what they say. I don't know. I don't think that's a call that we get to make. Imagine T-Dog, the Dalhousie Marauder. I kind of like it. And then you've got Norm in Miramichi.
Yep.
I would not be surprised to see a mascot pop up in Amherst sometime in the next couple of years. It's just that's where they're trending, is making this like an event. Talking about mascots, Miramichi's looking for somebody to be the mascot, and I'm pushing very hard for that person to be Corey Vautour.
Not only you, but Travis commented on that too.
I love it. Travis is. I had nothing to do with that. He did that on his own. He did that
on his own. T-Dog did that on his own.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be busy with this little podcast that I'm a part of.
There's no better way to cover this league than to be a part of this league as a mascot, Corey.
What am I gonna do? Have a microphone in the costume to do a live podcast? It's the unofficial mascot podcast league.
Go over and say hi to Roxanne. You could, we'd have a great time.
Yep.
Go say hi to the hecklers behind the bench there, my friends. They're always fun to go see.
Give them a nice wave. Throw beer cans at me.
There you go. I can't go see Tim Tim.
I love Tim Tim.
I love Tim Tim. I can't wait to get to Amherst to see what the environment's actually like, though, because they've got a game night announcer. Again, like we said, a duck call maker that's going to be there. I can't wait to get one of those. That's pretty cool. Although I do have a thing about like wood, especially wood, grinding on wood or anything like that. Just like it grosses me out. Like I don't really like to eat with those stupid wooden forks. I'm not as bad as Cheryl, but it's still bad. Like I'm not a fan of it. I struggle. So I think about those noisemakers and I cringe a little bit about it, but I'm probably going to buy one anyway. But yeah, man, these guys have some wicked looking hoodies, some great merch coming out. They're definitely doing things right, I think, on and off the ice, and I can't wait to see what kind of a product they bring us.
Same here. It's a little teaser right now for what's ahead of us, and every little teaser that we get just makes us more hungry to see the season get started, see what the teams are going to look like. See, I like, to me, going to the Marsh, I've never been there. So just walking in there and experiencing it, just going in for the first time, I can't wait for that. And if we're going to that inter-squad game, that'll be fine. But then I'm going to think about, well, when there's fans and all that, like a lot of fans, and it's game
get to the
day.
Real Marsh.
Get to the real Marsh, spread our wings and quack away.
You're a weird mother quacker.
I am weird.
I think we got to a few games, some inter-squad games in that exhibition game this past weekend. I was like, oh, that'll help me, kill that craving that I have to go see hockey. Nah, it just made it worse. I want to go see more hockey badly. So
I agree. I don't know, man. You got me addicted to the senior hockey. This is all your fault, and I thank you for it.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. That's why Connor Smith is your best friend.
Not even close. I love Connor, though. I love Connor.
Yeah, sure.
My best friend is Corey Robichaud.
Charles Austin.
Charles, oh, geez. Now you put me at my back against the wall.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. That's what I do. Thanks for listening, everybody. I've got something else. Sorry, I'm not done yet. We got a message from a fan who was talking about, can we go into explaining what the import rule is? So right. We're going to do that. So there's two different rules in the league. So there's 5 junior A or less, and then there's 1 import player and 1 import goaltender.
Mm-hmm.
So first we'll start with the 5 junior A or less. So you can get 5 junior A players that are not in your territory. As long as they play junior A or less, you can get them. So the equivalent, the example would be, if you want to get somebody, we've seen a lot of people, like an example would be William Irvine, who's coming to the league from PEI. He gets picked up. Sorry about that. He gets picked up by Miramichi, I want to say. He is, yeah. He's a Miramichi guy. So William Irvine gets picked up by the Miramichi Northmen. He's from PEI originally. Junior A for the Summerside Western Capitals. They could get 5 players like that onto their team. So one of them is for this season is William Irvine. The other example is the import goaltender. So an import goaltender is anybody who's played, I think, AHL or less can be your import player, your import goaltender, your import player. So as long as somebody's played in the ECHL or below, you can get them. They could be from anywhere. So you see guys like the Marauders getting Pascal Valcourt, who is in Moncton and originally grew up, I think, in like the Edmundston area. I'm not sure where he's from. Edmundston isn't right, but it's some small town in northern New Brunswick that's not in the Dalhousie region. So they signed him. Last year, we saw Miramichi pick up a goaltender who's from Saint Louis de Kent, so from the Elspuckduck region, and use him all year. That's kind of, Bernier was another example of Miramichi. He's from the Bucktouche territory originally. They signed him as an import. So you're allowed to have 5 junior A or less of any position, one import player and one import goaltender. Every team's allowed that. Did I kind of clarify that, Corey?
Yes, you did pretty well.
It's hard to explain because it's a little bit confusing, but that's kind of the gist of it. This was brought in last year was the first year they started doing imports, and I think it was fairly successful.
I think so.
I know a lot of people are a little bit leery about it because you want to see locals, but I think when you bring in those import players, the fans love them and they become like a local.
Yeah.
You look at Pascal Valcourt and Dalhousie, he was loved. Bernier and Miramichi, man, what a skilled defenseman.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think, I understand people's concern, but I think there's a balance that can be made between imports and locals, and you build a really good winning team.
I agree there. Dalhousie is a perfect example of that.
A lot of skilled guys from the Dalhousie region. I mean, oh my God, there's so many guys that are local, and then they bring in 2 imports. Really, I mean, you can't get a better import than Valcourt.
No, who's the MVP?
My question to you right now is, where's Peter Traynor going?
That is the $1 million question because
he's still available.
He's still available.
Is he going to end up in the Southern League? Is he going to sign as an import player somewhere else in this league? Peter Traynor is, in my opinion, one of the best players that's currently unsigned in this league.
If Peter, here's me fantasy booking. If Peter Traynor signs with, let's say, Bucktouche, Bucktouche immediately goes from, they got a fighting chance to, they got a chance.
Yeah, they're a contender. They're a contender. Now. Peter Traynor's a beast, especially in the playoffs. We saw that last year. My God, what a skilled guy. But yeah, I think there's still going to be a few big signings coming. You look at Miramichi, they don't have a ton of announcements made. Elspeth doesn't have a ton of announcements made. I'm going to keep an eye on those 2 teams. Hopefully we see some announcements soon. And yeah, I think we've got a lot of, I think Bucktouche hasn't announced their import player yet, so we'll see who that ends up being. Like, there's still a lot of big announcements coming in the next month, and I'm pretty excited for it.
Absolutely.
To the Amherst Ducks, thanks for having us out at the press conference or the barbecue announcement press conference, whatever you guys want to call it. It was a quacking good time. So we had fun. You like that one, Corey?
Jeez, you quack me up.
We're here all day, folks. You can make all kinds of puns with this team. Honestly, though, I don't think I'd want to mess with those Ducks. That's for sure. So
the scariest Duck of all is Parker Deegan.
Parker Deegan? Are you scared of Parker Deegan?
He has a way of talking to you and staring directly into your soul.
Into your
soul. And you're like, I am not. This guy could punch the soul out of me. And he's such a nice guy, but he looks so intimidating.
I've had a lot of really good chats with Parker. I like Parker a lot. He's a very nice guy. He's been super, super generous with us in the podcast. I'm glad that he stares into your soul and scares you a little bit, Corey.
You probably put him up to this.
I'm going to put him up to keeping it going. That's for damn sure. I enjoy that. But we love being in Amherst. Can't wait to get there in a few weeks for that inter-squad game. And if you're in the Amherst region, Sackville, Spring Hill, anywhere around there, get out to the Forum and check them out, man. They've got their home opener on October the 11th against the Dalhousie Marauders. I guarantee that's going to be a can't-miss game. Man, I can't wait to get to that rink and check out the Marsh. So
same.
Corey, this has been Quack and Fabulous.
Quack, yeah.
Oh, man. If Parker's going to kill us when he hears this, he's going to be like, you guys just mocking the Quackers? A little bit. But I personally I think it's probably the best jersey in the league now. I do love the Dalhousie jersey, but these jerseys are sick. Seeing them, man, beautiful. Can't wait to see them actually on players.
I mentioned that I'm not a fan of the main color being black. They made it work so well with this one.
It looks good. It looks really good. The logo's beautiful.
Yeah, that one, I can't wait to see it on the ice now.
Yeah, same. I'm not a big fan of wearing teams hoodies just because I try to remain impartial. I do own a couple. And I do have a regret about not buying a Spring Hill hoodie because I love that logo. That was a fun logo.
Same.
And the Lumberjacks one too, actually. I'll try to see if I can pull one of those from either of those teams somewhere. But there's a lot of cool logos and stuff that I know Cheryl bought a Dalhousie hoodie that she swears is the most comfortable hoodie she's ever worn. So
You don't want to have to talk with hoodies with Cheryl because she'll go on and on about that Dalhousie hoodie.
She loves that Dalhousie hoodie. So yeah, we're going off into the weeds here, but get out there, support the Amherst Ducks, support the BSHL, buy some hoodies, buy some noisemakers, have fun. I love where this league is trending towards being more of an entertainment evening out, not just a hockey game. It's a little bit more than that. And man, I don't know. I'm rambling tonight. I'm struggling. I don't know what my problem is. I just want to keep talking. But we'll end it here. Thanks for listening. We're going to get to some interviews with some of the guys from last week at the event. I love those interviews. I think, Corey, you did a great job. I can't wait to hear you interview some more of the boys. And we'll be back in a week with our preview of the Bucktouche JCs.
Quack.
Such a weirdo. Take care.
Quack.
All right, Corey and Corey, we're here in Amherst tonight, covering the jersey unveiling by the Amherst Ducks. Corey, pretty good turnout here?
A very good turnout. This place is packed. We got to see a few of the players already, and we're just waiting for the festivities to get away.
We'll be getting some interviews coming here soon, and we'll see you soon.
All right, I am here with Matt Stone. You might remember him from Get Pucked. A very good show. Matt, the Amherst Ducks. What are you looking forward to playing for this team?
Just looking forward to winning, hopefully.
Why should the fans, I know why, but why should the fans go see the Ducks this season?
Oh, man, it's good hockey, fast hockey. It's cheap, good entertainment. Why not?
Is there anything you'd like to say to the fans just that supported you throughout your career?
Thank you. Come on out to Amherst and watch us play.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was Matt Stone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, man. All right, Corey from the podcast. I'm here with Parker Deegan. We're here at Family Night in Amherst, Nova Scotia. Parker, how you feeling?
Pretty excited. I didn't really know what to expect today, but we have a pretty good turnout, obviously attaching ourselves to Family Night, but people seem to be pretty excited to have us here and see the new name and team and colors and stuff like that. And literally down that road is a marsh, so it's kind of coincidence that we're the Ducks as well. So
you guys are going to be calling it's going to be the Marsh. The stadium is turning into the Marsh. I love it. You guys have a game night announcer, really promoting this as a really good family atmosphere, very family friendly, and it looks like it's going to be a great time. What made you guys go that direction with like a game night host?
Well, I think if you go to any kind of high-end entertainment, they usually have somebody kind of orchestrating the event in some capacity. So it's not only just a hockey game, it should be about entertainment and getting the community out and having them involved. And, the name of the Marsh, that's just what somebody commented on our Facebook, and we're like, that's kind of neat. But it's, if somebody else comes up with a better idea, we're willing to listen. So it's, for us, it's kind of more of my hockey career is coming to an end, and I want to have something fun that I can do and also do for a community and help them out. But.
Awesome, man. Well, we're glad to be here. The turnout is amazing. Get to the Marsh this year. Get to some games. Thanks for your support of the podcast, Parker. Always, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks for coming. I really appreciate it. We're going to get you a Ducks hoodie and some gear, so you'll be our number one fans, I'm hoping. But thanks a lot for coming, Corey. Corey's over here looking at me, taking pictures of me, but he's doing a great job too. Thanks.
Corey interviewed all the guys. He interviewed Mats and them, so I haven't heard that yet. We'll see how that goes, but thanks for everything, Parker, and we'll see you in a few weeks.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks.
All right, Corey from the podcast. Who am I joined by right now?
Colin Spicer, the voice of the Ducks.
So you're going to be the game night host. The Ducks are really kind of putting on a show, a product. Tell me a little bit about it, Colin.
Yeah, so we really want to bring a lively atmosphere to the Marsh, as we're calling the stadium, to align with the Duck brand. We're going to have a Chuck-a-Rubber Duck contest rather than the traditional Chuck-a-Puck. We have a local wood maker that's actually making the quacker noisemakers you're probably familiar with from Mighty Ducks movies. And we're going to have a lot of fun. We're also giving back to the community, staying on theme. Obviously, we're giving some charity to Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, but also portion of all ticket sales are going to go right back to Ducks Unlimited.
Awesome, man. We love to hear it. So now we're here at Family Night. Really good turnout. People are pretty excited. The logo's phenomenal. Love to see the branding. We're only 5 weeks away. You getting excited?
I'm getting super excited. They're going to see me at every single home game. I'm going to be fired up. I'm going to be trying to chuck out some swag to people. I'm going to be doing some contests, some trivia, hyping up the players, hyping up the coaches. Hopefully we'll make it a nice, loud march.
Awesome, man. Thanks for doing this. We'll see you in a few weeks.
Sounds good, man. Go Ducks. Quack, quack.
All right, I'm joined by Scott Farrell, head coach of the Amherst Ducks. Thanks, Scott.
Hey, my pleasure. Looking forward to getting this season going and this team running, and we got a lot of excitement here in Amherst, as you can tell by the crowd here tonight.
Yeah, really good crowd, really good turnout. What can fans expect from the Ducks this year at the Marsh?
At the Marsh, I like that one. We're going to compete. We're going to be relentless as any team that I've ever coached. We're going to be hard on the puck. We're going to play a system, and guys are going to the teams, if they want to play us, and we're going to have a younger team right now, but they're going to realize that they're going to have to fight real hard to get a point off us, because we're going to battle and compete, and that's what all our teams do. And like I said, it's a process. Senior hockey really develops, and teams get fit and get together after Christmas, and we're gonna be better every game that we play.
Awesome, man. You guys are playing in Amherst, out of the old stadium. Fans are it's gonna be mostly Fridays, a few Saturdays, a couple Sundays. Hopefully we get some of these people out. Gonna have some good turnouts. What kind of a team do you want to coach this year? Are you guys going to be gritty? Are you guys going to be a little rough? Obviously, a lot of skill announced.
Yeah, well, a lot of young skill. Like I said earlier, we're going to be young. Our guys are going to compete. They're going to battle. You do use the term gritty. I always like to use the word relentless. All the teams I'm associated with, guys are going to come in. They're going to know their role, and they're going to compete and battle. We're looking forward to it. We start off. We're tough, right? Our first game, we're playing defending champs in Dalhousie, and what a way to get introduced to the league. I know they were Spring Hill last year, but it's a whole different entity this year in Amherst, and hopefully we can bring those fans along. But and then we play LC Pug 2, who's got loads of talent. So we got a tough first handful of games. But listen, that's what we want. We want to test our guys right off the top and see what we have to do to improve every game. And not a better way to start.
So you were coaching the league for a long time, took a couple of years off, now you're back. How excited are you to be back in this league? It's a different league now than it was even 3 years ago.
Absolutely. I'm really excited to be back. One of my former players, James Sanford, took over the general manager duties, and he came to see me a couple months ago and asked me if I was interested. And I said, you know what, I could be. And then with more conversations we had, and about just the ownership and what they wanted to see in Amherst, and the young kids that we have that are local here, some of the veterans that we have coming back, and also some of the players that we're bringing in, it made it very exciting. So I just got the juices flowing again. I'm pumped, and I'm really excited to get the league going. Met some of the young local players here today, and they're just great young men, and we're looking forward to getting on the ice.
Awesome. Thanks, Scott.
My pleasure. Thanks very much, guys.
All right, Court from the podcast. I'm here with Phil Farrell, veteran player in the league, coaching with the Amherst Ducks now. Welcome back to the league, Phil.
Oh, thank you. I'm very excited to be a part of it again.
What made you come back to coaching? We're so happy to see you here.
Well, I guess I'm getting older now, and I didn't think I'd be able to play anymore, so I figured this would be a good way to get back into it.
You chose the Amherst Ducks. This is a really good family atmosphere. I think it's going to be a very competitive team as well. Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Yeah, I grew up in Amherst as well, so this is, it's a great hockey town, a lot of history. James Sanford, Scott Fraser, all these guys that I've known throughout my years of playing are great hockey people, and I think that they know what they're doing, and they're going to build a good team here, good atmosphere.
Awesome. We love to see you back in the league, man. It was a pleasure watching you play all these years. I'm just glad you're back.
Oh, thank you. No, I appreciate that. I'm excited to be here.
All right, man. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.